Let's do this. Kampai, got my hat backwards like my son. So, shout out to Braxton. Today's not a tea. I picked up a strawberry milk thinking it was a strawberry milk tea. But this is just a strawberry milk, so it tastes like pretty much like Nestle Quick. But it's nice and sweet. We're gonna go with it. It's tea time. So what do you think about today, Jeff? I haven't been here for a while, and I'm behind the microphone, and I was thinking about all the people who helped me along the way. Okay. So today's thought comes from something that happened to me 20 years ago. I was working at Georgia Southern at the university store, and this nice lady was trying to give me some money. I think I did something for her. She wanted to give me some money, and I was like, no, I can't take that. Trying to be humble and, being nice. And she said, she got upset. And she said, God told me to bless you, and I'm trying to, and you won't take it. You're taking what God is trying to give you and you're pushing it away. And I was reading a devotion book, and the same thing kind of happened. Well, it's not the exact same thing. It's a lot different. This story is different. But this is what we're talking about today. Are we rejecting God's help? So here's the story for today. There, a prominent doctor who was good at his field, one of the best, got a late night call saying that a child was hurt, severely hurt, and only they could do the surgery on him. The child needs his help, and he might have an hour to live, maybe 30 minutes, 30 minutes tops. So he said, if I jump in the car right now, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Do whatever you can, keep them there. He jumped in his car, which was a very nice car. He was a prominent doctor. He jumped in the car and he ran, and he's like, okay, if I take around this way, around the city, I'll run into traffic and well, it was late at night. I'll run into the detours and everything else, the way the streets are. If I go through here, I can make it faster, but I'm going through a really bad neighborhood. And he said, okay, I just gotta go. I gotta go. So he jumped in the car. He's going as fast as he can. He's going to save this child. He comes to a red light in the bad neighborhood. And lo and behold, a man yanks open his door, grabs him, throws him out. He said, I gotta have this car. And he said, no, wait, I gotta save this. I'm a doctor. I have to save a child. And the man said, I gotta have this car. And he took off. He called. He's running down the doctor is running down the street. A man in a gray hat and a gray flannel shirt that's dirty. Flannel shirt he just took my car. And the police, said, okay. And he explained I'm a doctor. I gotta go. So he, it took him a second. He had to find a payphone, a phone. He had to find a phone. He didn't have his cell phone. When he found the phone, he had to call the police, and then he had to call Uber or a taxi to come pick him up and take him to the hospital because his car is gone. About an hour later, he made it to the hospital. He's running in, breaking through just busting through the doors. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And the nurse looked at him and said, it's too late. And he he looked down and he said the child's father is in the chapel, and he went to the chapel to tell them what happened, to give his condolences. He wished he could help, but he couldn't. And as he walked into the chapel, he saw the child's father there with a gray hat and dirty flannel shirt. The man rejected God's help. He had the best surgeon in all of the town coming to his son's aid or his child's aid, and he pretty much destroyed any chances of him surviving. And God was just showing me through that story. He was just like, how many times have you taken something I've been putting in place for you and you've rejected it? You've humbly denied it or forcefully rejected it. I got this. As you go through the rest of the week and people offer you things, use discernment, ask God, is this legit? Is this from you? And listen for the response, because a lot of things are always, remember what I say, things are working in the background. You pray and God says, okay, I'm putting this together. And little bitty things, little doors of opportunity, all kind of little things are happening in the background. And we can see God move most of the time. But you have to be looking for it, because God is so miraculous. He does so much every single day that we don't notice it. I don't know if you do a lot for your kids, but I'm pretty sure that you do so much that they just take it for granted. This is life. I get food, I got a place to sleep, and they don't worry about the bills. Somebody else is going to work every day. Somebody else is receiving a check, and then you dividing that check up to pay the bills, to pay the lights, to pay groceries and things like that. The kids don't have to worry about it. And they see so much of that. That's part of everyday life for them. They're not worried about, man, I got to put in some overtime so I can get a brand new bike. Notice God's hand in your life. And like I said, back 20 years ago, when I took the money, and it opened my eyes that how many people on a daily basis that I try to help out of benevolence. I just try to help because I love people. I'm not trying to get anything from it, get anything out of it. Just like helping people. I like to see people smile. How many times have God rewarded me and I'm like, this is what I do. I got this guy. Not knowing that it was his hand all along trying to, encourage me to keep going and keep doing better. So that's what I want to do for you. Encourage you. Keep going. Keep doing better. And if somebody offers you something to help you, see it as help. Take it. Unless it's going against something that's in you. Just don't do it. Like I said, use discernment. But anyway, have a good night. Kampai.